It's definitely unusual to see MSF in France. The only fact that we are here is already a sign that something is getting wrong in here. The fact that it's happening in France make it more difficult. Like, for example, the UNHCR cannot come into here. They don't have any mandate to come in France. At least in other countries where they're more used to those kind of situations, they are already aware how to make a camp, and that refugee camp is better than this kind of thing that you can see in here.
Anybody down this end, you are only grabbing rags and celebrating.
If the authorities and the government said, yeah, look, there's a need here, we need to recognise this as a humanitarian crisis, let's invite the people that have the experience in, I would hand over my role and walk away. That's great. I'd love to do that.
Okay, make sure you read the labels.
We always used to say we'd love somebody just to come in and tell, right, you do this, you do this, you do that, and sort it out, because it puts a lot of responsibility onto you. But at the same time, we've had people come and visit from the UNHCR or people that have worked with the Red Cross, and they've said, you're doing a great job, you're doing an amazing job, and they've never seen a camp like it in terms of the conditions.
The fact that there aren't any NGOs here or people who are kind of trained or specialised in this particular type of intervention, helping people who are migrants or refugees, etc. You're not able to offer the same kind of specialised service, which is a shame, because it's as much a refugee situation or people in flux as, in Dadaab.
Of course, the conditions here are really bad, but it's still better than the situation in their country, and they still prefer to stay in here, and that's why they try to recreate kind of life with the community spaces and kitchen and restaurant and shops and those kind of things.
A lot of people say, oh, this is very grassroots, and it is. It's grown in a similar way. But there's also the assumption, therefore, there isn't structure or communication, which just isn't true. We couldn't do what we need to do without it. And so it's just that it enables us to react very, very quickly, having grown and developed from lots of different places and just a volunteer basis. We have weekly meetings, and you regularly see or meet each other, and if there's a situation where you need to communicate, you've all got everybody's numbers and the coordinator's numbers on your phone.
As a humanitarian, we can do some things, definitely. I don't know, open a camp like we did in Dunkirk, open a real camp. If the French authorities would like to allow us to do so, we would be glad to do it. But it won't solve the problem. The problem is more political, and it depends on French, but on all the European countries too, and governments.